Today we're talking about launching, more specifically launching for introverts. So if you have a big promo coming up, you want to create a new online course and you want to sell that course, what are my best launching tips? I'm about to give it to you in this video. So let's dive in. Okay, launching, I know this might feel like a big scary word to us introverts, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't necessarily have to be all that scary. And spoiler alert, the more you do it, the more awesome, the more exciting, and less scary it's going to be. And the fact of the matter is, we have to sell, right? To have a profitable online business, to achieve financial freedom, cozy pajama lifestyle, we have to sell our offers. We have to put ourselves out there in some way. No, you don't have to do webinars. No, you don't have to do crazy Instagram promo bonanza, but you do have to show up and sell. You are a business, and so your audience, they're gonna expect you to sell, so you might as well. The goal of any business is to make a profit, and that's your goal too. And in order for people to buy, we have to ask for the sale. People need to be reminded that you have this awesome thing that's going to help them get results when it comes to the problem that you help your audience with. But there is a way to make launching feel less overwhelming, less stressful, and way more cozy, if I do say so myself. And I do. If you want to learn more about launching an online course specifically, I do have a full-blown course that takes you through my entire launch system for online courses called Her Passive Income Dream. So definitely check that out if you just want everything right now, right away, and you want to learn how to launch the introvert-friendly way. Because there, I really dive into the nitty-gritty and the detailed planning that goes into launching online courses. The first thing that you want to do when it comes to launching is you want to channel your inner productivity queen and get your nerd on and plan the heck out of your next launch. Because if we want to keep this introvert friendly, the planning, it needs to be on point. So during this planning phase, you're going to be planning two different phases of your launch. We have the pre-launch and the actual launch itself, when doors open and close. That's your launch period. The period that goes before that is your pre-launch. And the pre-launch is about getting people excited and warmed up to buy your offer. Kind of teasing what's coming, getting them excited that something is in fact coming, all that jazz. And fine-tuning your content a little bit towards what your offer helps them achieve. The goal of the pre-launch is also to build your audience, to build your email list, to get the right people in the door that could potentially be interested in what you have coming, right? Your big launch. So the content that you'll put out in the pre-launch phase, it's very centered towards the core problem that you're helping people achieve with your offer. So go to ChatGPT and type in, I have this launch coming up. I'm creating this product. It's for this type of person. I solve this problem. This is the result that they can expect to achieve. The launch period is going to be 30 days and I'm going to focus on Instagram and I want to post 3 reels per week. Help me to create a pre-launch content calendar for this pre-launch phase. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. Easy peasy. Now, of course, you want to tweak these content ideas to fit your brand, to fit your voice, your story, in the way that you like to communicate and create content. The goal here is to really get your audience into the right mindset, to help them to see that they can in fact do this. They can get the result that your offer promises. This is a possibility for me. That's how you want them to feel going into the launch period. All right, the next thing that you want to plan is the actual launch activity. So basically, how are you going to launch your new product or existing product? Your launch activity is that thing that you do to kick off your launch. Could be a webinar, could be pre-recorded masterclass, it could be a live challenge, it could be a pre-recorded challenge. You don't have to do anything live, but I think making a big deal out of your launch with a launch activity is a good idea. Even if it's just a PDF, a new freebie that you create that is so very related to the offer that you plan on launching in 30 days time. So what you'll do in this launch activity is get people excited about your offer topic, educate them on the topic. Of course, you're not going to give everything away. And I think a lot of people worry a lot about what to share in their webinar, freebies versus what to share in the actual offer. And what you have to understand is these are two different things. And there's only so much information that you can put in a webinar or a freebie. Your course or your offer is going to be a different thing. It's going to be a different learning experience. They might have access to you. They might get a step-by-step framework with workbooks and templates. And it's just a whole other experience. And they're going to save time. They're going to save money in the long run, and they're going to save energy. And that is why people buy. Okay. People value paid stuff more than they value the free stuff anyways. But I'm not saying that your paid stuff won't be valuable. It's going to be more valuable. They're going to perceive it as more valuable because that's where you're going to put all the good stuff. Where launch activity is just going to be about one thing. And you're not going to go into nitty-gritty detail either. And if you're thinking about doing a webinar, I do have a webinar template. I teach you how to create a high converting webinar inside Her Passive Income Dream. So definitely check that out if you want to go the webinar route. But I'm not saying that you have to make it live. So the focus of this launch activity is going to be, as I said, to educate your audience on the topic of your offer. It's going to be to tell stories. Your story is going to be really, really important here. How you went from A to B, and also sharing testimonials, social proof from past clients, past students, to show them that you can get people results. And this is how you do it inside the offer. So you are going to sell when you wrap up this launch activity, either by sending them a follow-up email after they've downloaded the freebie, or actually selling at the end of the live or pre-recorded masterclass. Because on the day of the launch activity, or when you launch, that's when doors open. Now, I like to make the launch period no more than 10 days. I have tried 14 days in the past, and it's just so overwhelming and stressful to be in launch mode for 14 days straight. So maybe even max 7 days, or make it a real short launch, 5 days. Don't go on for too long, because just don't do that. Especially if you are a solo entrepreneur doing everything yourself. Maintaining your energy throughout a launch, it's a lot. And I'm going to share my best tips now for how to do this in the most introvert-friendly way. The first thing is, you don't have to do a live masterclass, a live challenge, a live video series. Nothing has to be live for a launch. Yes, it would be great if you show up on stories and tell them that doors are open, but you don't have to be on video to do that. You could pre-record your stories, create them in Canva, or just use a photo of yourself and say, hey, doors are open. These days, people are more likely to just tap through your stories, read what's on your stories, than they are to unmute and watch the entire clip of you talking from start to finish. People don't do that anymore. Well, I do that sometimes actually, but it's going to depend. You know, if you're putting out a lot of content during this launch period, there's going to be so much content out there. And so people's attention spans are going to be low. And that's why I recommend just pre-record some stories, prep some photos with text, doors are open, add a link to sales page, and you're good to go. One story a day is enough. Sharing social proof, that kind of thing. So you don't have to worry too much about the stories. Keep the stories live and active, but you don't have to post like 10 stories per day to talk about your launch. And definitely utilize automations on Instagram. So getting people to comment on your stories, and then you send them the link to the checkout page, or with a discount code even, or with a few bonuses if they buy. This is also going to increase the engagement and views on your Instagram stories than if you were to just share a link to the checkout page. The other thing that I recommend that you do is you pre-write your launch emails. Don't go into launch not having written a single email. That's a silly move. Don't do that. You want to pre-write all of the launch emails and schedule them as broadcasts to be sent out automatically to your email list. Yes, you'll be sending an email every single day, but it's okay. People can unsubscribe if they don't want to hear from you. But you need to remind people that you are in launch mode, you're launching this amazing thing, and it can really help them. If you're not sure what emails to write during a launch, I also have a resource in the Cozy Shop that's going to help you. It's basically you get to steal my launch emails that I've used for my own launches in the past. And doing what you can to take really good care of your own energy is going to be really important during this launch phase, because it's going to require you to show up with passion and a belief in what you're selling. So you have to work on that confidence as well, and know that with every launch, there's always a dip in the middle. People usually buy at the very start of a launch, but actually most people buy at the very end of a launch, because most people, me, myself included, are lazy and I'm not going to take action until you give me a proper reason to take action, aka you're closing the doors. This won't be happening for a very long time and the discount code is expiring, that kind of thing. That's the type of urgency you'll want to create with your own launch. And people buy for different reasons as well. So you're going to have different buying personas, but know that it's completely normal to not make any sales on day 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you make most of your sales on day 6 and 7. And also pre-recording any content that you have coming out the week of the launch. So you don't have to worry about that during launch mode. So by pre-writing your launch emails, scheduling your content, and planning out your Instagram stories for the week of the launch, you're going into this with maximum energy. All you need to work on is your sales mindset. Learning, knowing that it's okay to send out an email every single day, that the people who unsubscribe were probably not going to buy your offer anyway, and they're not your target audience. And that's okay. Also remembering that selling is necessary for you to enter the cozy pajama lifestyle, to have a successful online business. The goal of any business is to make a sale. And when you ask for people to buy your things, you're inviting them to join a party. You're inviting them to get results so that you can help them in the way that you've helped yourself get results. So I know launching can feel overwhelming. It can feel stressful to go out there and sell the things that you have created, asking people for their money. But remember what selling is. It is just an invitation to get results. And all businesses sell. It's not about convincing or manipulating anyone. It's about inviting. It's about that party that you have created for them. Because I know a lot of us, we can get in our heads about selling and it feeling icky, but it doesn't have to feel icky. People love to buy what they want and what they need. I love to buy what I want and what I need. I love to buy things online. If I can learn how to do something in the shortest amount possible from a person who I look up to, I'm definitely going to buy and bring out my credit card. And all it really comes down to is planning. Planning the heck out of your launch and choosing a launch strategy that's not going to drain you and that feels good to you. Cool, you have got this. I wish you the best of luck. This plant is really annoying me. Here's to your success and your amazing cozy launch. Clink.